Good morning, everybody. Wake up.
Wake up, wake up.
In Provincetown. This week featuring
Wake up, wake up.
Can I have some coffee?
Wake up, wake up.
Make it strong, please. Hey. Oh. Hey.
Wake up, wake up.
Oh.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, it's Friday, January 28th, and you might notice that it's actually noon where you are in Provincetown.
Yeah, so it's not quite morning. Hopefully you woke up a while ago?
Maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, we woke up in Palm Springs today.
Yeah. It's 9 a.m. local time here in Palm Springs. We're shooting live from the Tool Shed Bar in Palm Springs, right next door to our favorite bagel spot, Townie Bagels.
And then we just had our Townie Bagels, have some coffee in hand, and we've got 3 people lined up to talk to you, all who have a deep personal connection to Provincetown, of course.
And Palm Springs.
And Palm Springs. Who do we got on hand?
We have Justin Beck. You probably recognize him from the Seaplane store this past summer. He's back in Palm Springs working at the Seaplane store in Palm Springs.
Chuck Sekula, who, I mean, for those of you that have lived in Provincetown for a little bit, Chuck, you and I used to dance together at Town Hall behind Blondie.
Wow.
We did do that.
We danced with Debbie Harry one Halloween on the
Killer.
stage at Town Hall. No, Chuck used to choreograph all of the Halloween flash mobs.
Oh, I've seen the Thriller one in the supermarket.
He did that.
Killer.
Chuck's living in Palm Springs right now, of course, and so is Sean Treadwell.
Sean Treadwell opened his gallery, the first year of the Sean Treadwell Gallery, right next to Joe Coffee in Provincetown. He's spending his winter here in Palm Springs, and we're going to chat with him.
I mean, this isn't the first time you've woken up in Palm Springs. You used to live here.
I lived here the summers of 2018 and the winters of 2018 and 2019. They just feel like summers when you're here.
I mean, look, can you guys feel the sun on our face?
Yeah, I feel so bad.
I don't want to rub in that we're missing the bomb cyclone, but I do want to point out to everybody that's in Provincetown right now that there is a parking ban that goes into effect at 6 o'clock tonight. So do not leave your car on Commercial Street.
Yeah, or there's like side roads. Look for signage. Any road that has signage that says that it's an emergency snow evacuation route, it's going to have to be cleared.
Yeah, stock up on batteries. I mean, the power might go out.
Yeah, and that starts at 6 o'clock tonight. My phone still thinks, my weather app still thinks I'm in P-Town, so I did get a notification this morning that flurries were starting. So thoughts and prayers, y'all.
Wait, it's already snowing now?
Yeah.
It's snowing in Provincetown right now.
Yeah, but like it's not that much better here. There is a few clouds in the sky.
You are such a bitch. It's really beautiful here. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
It's been a while. I do want to point something out, though. The house where we're staying, there's a nice pool and a hot tub, and I thought it would be really fun to shoot the show from there, but Harrison was like, no, that's bougie. We're not going to sit in a hot tub and talk to a camera. But I wanted you guys to know what that would have looked like, so please enjoy the next 13 seconds of me in a hot tub. Oh, good morning. I didn't know you were standing there. This is Palm Springs. Oh, hey, we're back.
That looked comfortable.
It was so nice and hot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bob Lindsay, who was the cameraman for that. And Bob is just like the greatest host. He made smoothies this morning. He's like, here's your coffee, here's some smoothies. And I also want to tip my hat to Bob for later on we have a 2-minute video of us arriving in Palm Springs and what it was like to wake up here for the first time today. And Bob was responsible for a lot of those photographs as well.
Cute. There's some traffic happening. I arrived in Palm Springs Wednesday night after a day of travel, which is one of my least favorite things to do ever.
There was a major car accident on our way here, especially when the roads are so wide and the speed limit is so low.
I mean, I was here for less than 24 hours where I was like, oh, I remember people are terrible at driving here.
That's true.
Yeah. But all day Wednesday I traveled. It was like literally 7 a.m. to I didn't get into Palm Springs until 10 o'clock their time, which is 1 a.m. my time. So it was a very long day of travel, but it wasn't so bad.
And because you wanted to fly directly into Palm Springs, you had a layover.
Yeah. which sucks for me because I'm one of those crazy people with bad ears when they fly.
Mm-hmm.
So I got off and my friend picked me up at the airport and he kept talking to me. I'm like, what? Because I couldn't hear anything. But it was cute. How was your first day in Palm Springs?
So far so good. We got here pretty early yesterday. It was like 4 in the afternoon, and I feel bad because Peter drives a lot more than I do, and so we spent Wednesday night in Boston, had a little too much fun. We went to Bobby Kelly's Latino night. Thanks, Bobby. But then we had to be up and at the airport at 6 a.m. yesterday. So, barely sleep, get to the airport at 6, the plane takes off at 8. I was able to sleep for the whole 6 hours of that flight. I don't think he did. And then when we got to LA, he had to drive the rental car that got us to Palm Springs. He's, I don't know if you know this about Peter, but he's a better driver than he is a passenger. That's the nicest way to say that. And so he usually insists on doing the driving.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he'll sit there and critique the whole time.
Oh.
And so it's better if I sit there and sleep and he drives.
Better for who?
All of us.
Okay,
all
okay,
parties
okay,
involved.
okay.
It's better for everybody. But then by the time we were 10 minutes from Palm Springs, I can see him almost falling asleep behind the wheel. He was zonked. It was scary. It was touch and go there. This is why people get into car accidents in Palm Springs.
Yeah. How was your Wednesday night? It sounded wild and fun.
Wednesday was great. We went to a restaurant called Coquette in the Seaport.
That's the hot spot in Boston right now. I haven't been able to check it out.
The space is beautiful. It's really high ceiling. Everything's very grand in there, and the food was awesome.
Cute.
And then, of course, we went to Cathedral Station. What's the one?
It's called Kathy's.
Kathy's. We went to Kathy's to sing karaoke.
Such a tourist. He doesn't know.
I don't know these Boston things. Well, Cathedral City is here, and Cathedral Station is in Boston.
Cathedral Station is the bar in Boston.
Okay.
Yeah, Cathedral City is the next town over from Palm Springs.
Gotcha.
But they're both lovingly referred to as Kathy's in Boston and Cat City.
They call this Cat City,
Yeah.
Cathedral City?
Yeah.
So we were at Kathy's, where Kiko wanted to go to sing karaoke, and he sang Lean on Me, and every single person in the place was singing along.
Cute.
It was really, really sweet. And then, of course, we texted Bobby, and we were like, can we come to Latino night? Will you let us in the door? And it was just, it was too much fun for a Wednesday night when you have to be at the airport at 6
For
in the
a
morning.
pre-vacation vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was I was like, this flight attendant is going to ask me to get off the plane because I reek
Of booze. Yeah.
She was like, can I get you anything? And I was like, water. And she was like, that's a good
A towelette.
idea. She was proud of me. She's like, yes, have some water. Drink
Yes.
this. You don't need anything else. Even though somebody just offered us a drink here. We are in the backyard of the Tool Shed, which is Palm Springs' most popular and famous leather bar.
Yeah.
Where I think all 3 of our guests that are on the show today were here last night for underwear night.
Yeah. They actually never left. They were here when we got here
weren't?
this morning.
2 out of 3
Oh,
ain't
Sean
bad.
didn't go.
I'm not late.
No.
Oh, geez.
He says he's a lady. Yeah. I laid low yesterday on my first day. Laid by the pool, hot tub. I got a facial. I know. I look gorgeous. I know.
Your hair looks great.
Thanks. I'm trying something new.
Yeah.
For the past 2 months, Joao, my good friend, I finally let him cut my hair. He's been bothering me for a year and a half now since he started getting the process of getting licensed to be a hairstylist. And it came to the point where he's like, wow, every single one of my friends, I cut their hair except for you.
Ooh.
So I felt like it was time. And he's doing a fantastic job, but he kind of refuses to cut the top.
He wants to grow it out.
Yeah. Well, he's seen pictures of me from the early 2010s where I had really big hair, and he's trying to get me back to that.
Why not?
Because it was really big.
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah, bigger than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting there.
No.
He wants you to get there.
I don't want to get there. It'll be cute, though.
It's very cute.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
You're welcome. I mean it.
Thank you. There's some worldwide news we got going on. We've been talking about it for the past few weeks. Amy Schneider had an incredible run on Jeopardy, but unfortunately,
What?
she got beat.
Really?
Yeah.
But after 40 some games.
Yeah, 40 games she won.
Record breaking money, right?
No.
Really?
I think she's 4th or 5th for money, 2nd for longest win streak in games. First, obviously, Ken Jennings, which I think he's up there with 60 or 70 games. So
wow.
it's going to be a tough one to beat. But the person who beat them, their name is Roan Telsma. They're a librarian from Chicago, and they also identify as queer, which I think is fun.
All the queer people taking
Queer
over
people,
Jeopardy.
yeah, smart queer people. Yeah.
What questions took them out, though?
I guess when I guess Roan hit double Jeopardy at the end of the double Jeopardy round, which put him up around where Amy was.
Mhm.
So, and then he got the final Jeopardy question right, and Amy did not.
Oh, sorry, Amy.
No, but she said it was a really incredible experience. It's her favorite show ever. She said she never imagined that she would be as successful as she was, and it was like not only an honor and a privilege to be on the show for so long, but also like a huge feat.
And that's like, I mean, millions of dollars, right?
Yeah. No.
No?
I think it was like 140,000.
That's it. I thought she was winning like 70,000 a game.
Oh wait, no, it was 1.4.
Yeah.
I got a decimal place wrong.
Yeah.
My favorite tweet I saw was like isn't it funny that the fact that Amy had to win 40 games of Jeopardy to maybe be able to afford a 10 by 10 condo in West Hollywood?
Oh no, who said that?
Someone tweeted it. It's
Oh
funny.
man.
Yeah.
Way to go, Amy.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
congratulations on your run, and congratulations to Roan Talsma. That's got to be, even just taking someone down like that, that's a feat.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Other exciting news that we can call local news.
What?
Moderna began their first human trials for an HIV vaccine, which is super exciting. That's obviously using mRNA technology, the same technology they used for their COVID vaccines. And that is so monumental and super exciting. Excited to see where that goes. Hopefully it'll be incredibly successful, and that will fully change the world.
Thanks, Paolo.
Yeah, thanks. That's why it's local news, because I'm sure Paolo had a big hand in that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that thing that's going on in Florida right now for a second?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's really called, but it's being referred to as the Don't Say Gay bill.
Yeah.
Where a lot of legislators in Florida are trying to make it so that teachers cannot talk about, like, you can't mention a gay lifestyle in school.
Yeah. Chasten came out and said that, well, let's see, the bill is actually called
The Fuck You Fags bill.
No.
No? That's what it feels like.
Maybe I don't know what it is. But Chasten said, what kind of state are you building where you're essentially pushing kids back into the closet and saying we can't talk about you? Kids take that trauma to heart. He says that this is going to cost queer children's lives, which I do think is probably going to be true.
And I read a stat when I was doing research for all this where it was like children who are exposed to that sort of education at a younger age are like 30% less likely to attempt suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're exposed to it, when you just know what kind of life is possible and you are one of those kids that feels different. I mean, we were all that little kid.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Like I didn't have any gay people in my life when I was a child, and it would have been really helpful to have known that they were out there.
Yeah.
You know, like this was before Ellen or Will and Grace or any of that stuff when we were kids. So I'm really proud of Chasten Buttigieg for coming out and saying something about it, because it's just bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, the Florida politicians and conservative politicians in general like to kind of villainize and demonize homosexuality. And someone made a point like, you can't not talk about us because we're your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your family, your moms, your uncles, your aunts. So to simply not talk about people because of the fact that you don't agree with their sexual lifestyle when those people are so much more than their sexual lifestyle,
Right.
I think is dangerous.
I mean, our community's always been an easy mark. You know what I remembered? Last weekend, I was still in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did my part of the show from New York last Friday. And then on Saturday, I hate to keep talking about this, but we were on a subway platform on 23rd Street in New York, waiting to go downtown. And a mentally ill, presumably homeless man started shouting at us. And it was just me and Peter, like 20 yards between us and this guy, directing all of his hate and anger at us. And he called us Jew fags. He literally said, "Go home, Jew fags." And I like tensed up because we're sitting on like, you know what, that little wooden bench under the subway. And I'm like, do you hear what he's saying to us? And Peter's just like, I'm not listening to that. So, yeah.
It's probably your best bet.
Right, but I'm like, I haven't been called a fag to my face in a mean way in a very long time. I mean, you know, all the time back home, but like in an aggressive, angry way. And I didn't expect it, or I didn't realize how upset it was going to make me. But like, you know, you tense up, and I'm like, if he walks over here, like, I don't know what we're going to do.
Right.
He said he wished he had a cherry bomb to throw at us. And I was like, what year is this?
What even is that?
I mean, a cherry bomb, it's like I don't know, like
I
a
just-
Molotov cocktail.
Isn't that what like Bart Simpson always had? I didn't realize it was real.
It was real to him, and he meant it. And it's just, all this shit goes hand in hand. Like, if you don't teach children that there are gay people in the world, people grow up and behave like this. So it's all sort of intertwined, and it's 2022.
Yeah.
Like, are we ever going to get to a point where, like, that's not happening
Where we're
anymore?
not continuously being dragged backwards.
Yeah, or like you have to be afraid in public just because of who you are. And I mean, were we doing anything particularly faggy at the moment? We weren't even holding hands.
You weren't making out or anything?
We weren't making out. We had clothes on. Oh, but I did take a call, and it was Cooper talking about the.
You were like, "Hey, girl, sup?"
Yes, queen, in the subway station. No, but we were talking about the PPG job, the person who's getting the exec. So it sounded like I was like, "Oh, so and so applied for that job," and the angry guy was like, "We don't need to hear all your Jew fat business. Get off the phone." And I'm like, "What?" Cooper was like, "Where are you?" And I was like, "I'm waiting for a train, and I should probably get off the phone."
Yeah.
now." I'm like, I'm getting kind of scared.
Be aware of your surroundings when you feel like you might be in danger.
And also, like in the previous 2 weeks, more than one person was pushed onto a subway track and killed.
Yeah.
So
Two people?
It was 2 people in 2 weeks.
I thought there was just one.
No, that was the lady in Times Square was the most recent one,
Oh,
but
wow.
that was only a week or two after it had happened to somebody else. And so, of course, that's going through your mind, and it's like, I don't know. You forget how sort of safe and comfortable you are in Provincetown until you step out.
Right. I even find myself like my kind of opinions about certain issues. I feel like sometimes I'm speaking from a place of gay privilege in the fact that I live in Provincetown and I'm allowed to have this kind of different take on things because I'm always so comfortable. I'm always so safe. And I forget that I should kind of try to have a little bit of a better perspective for people that are living in a world that I don't often end up in.
Right.
Like even when I'm on vacation, I'm here in Palm Springs, which it's the constant debate of which is the queer capital of the U.S., Provincetown or Palm Springs.
I mean, we go from like safe queer bubble to safe queer bubble,
Yeah.
which is a privilege. It is very nice. But just be careful out there, everybody.
Speaking of traveling,
Yeah.
are you excited for the next couple of weeks?
I am.
What are your big plans?
We're going to the Big Island of Hawaii on February 2nd, where we're going to spend a week, and then we're going to Kauai for another week.
You're going to come back so tan.
I know. I feel like I'm getting tan right now.
I know.
Did you put on sunblock?
I put
before
sunscreen
this?
on my face. And
I put it on my face, but I didn't put it here.
I almost didn't put it on my face before I left, and now I am very thankful that I did.
Right?
I'm trying really hard not to squint. Do I look okay?
You look great. The big hair is distracting from all the squinting that's going on.
Stop making fun of my hair.
Boing. Yeah. It's so cushy. What else? What's going on?
I don't know. Did you get up to anything in P-Town this past week?
I mean, I feel like I was hardly there. We got back from New York on Monday,
Oh, right.
and then we left Wednesday to go to Boston
Yeah.
and come here. It's a lot of traveling, but this is, I would say, even in New York, it felt like the beginning of our honeymoon. So, Peter and I got married in October. This big Hawaii trip is ostensibly the honeymoon, but this is part of it too. We're on our honeymoon.
Well, you saw a bunch of shows in New York.
We did. We saw Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster do The Music Man.
What do you think?
I mean, look.
Tear them to filth, Bob.
No, it's just, this is going to sound, Chuck is quick to point out that it is still in previews. I think opening day is February 10th, which is not that far from now. And I have a sentimental attachment to that show. It was the first musical I was ever in. And so, you just have all of these emotions that you're placing on it, and what they're doing has nothing to do with your own feelings about the show. That being said, she's a 46-year-old woman who's playing a character who has an 8-year-old brother. And so I was like, that's maybe not perfectly cast.
Yeah. But she's an icon.
He's an icon too.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a moment during the show, they're supposed to fall in love. There's like a meet cute, they fall in love. There wasn't a moment that I believe those two people were in love at all. But they have 2 weeks to pull it together.
They have 2 weeks to fall in love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman and Sutton Foster have 2 weeks to fall in love. Also, in their defense, they were both out due to illness for like a week or 2 each.
Oh, yeah.
So there was they haven't been on stage together in like a month or
Yeah,
so.
maybe it hasn't quite gelled yet.
Yeah, gel.
Yeah.
Get some gel, you guys. But Cecily Strong is doing The Search for Signs of Intelligent Life in the Universe, which, of course, Lily Tomlin made famous in the 80s. And that was remarkable. One person on stage for 90 minutes. I don't know how she memorized it all.
Yeah.
Like, just that alone, I was 12 characters. You should just be here for the whole. She's so good. It's a remarkable feat of acting and just all of it. And then what else did we see? Oh, we saw the MJ musical Friday night.
You said that was great.
The guy that plays Michael Jackson sounds and moves and looks exactly like he's going to win a Tony
Wow.
if they don't give it to Hugh Jackman, which they shouldn't.
Wow.
Just saying. It's going to be between these two guys in June or whenever the Tonys happen. I can already see it playing out this way. And my vote's for MJ.
Great.
I don't even know the actor's name. Michael Jackson.
Did it feel like that? Did
No,
it feel
Miles
like you were
Frost, I think
just watching Michael Jackson?
It was that, yes. He's that good. He's really, really great.
Great.
I was impressed.
That's killer.
And there's like 3 Michaels. So like there's a little boy Michael, and the patch of the show that was like Jackson 5 centered was actually my favorite part of the show. I was like, oh, it was just so cute.
Yeah.
You know?
You said they left out some songs that you were bummed about?
Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, that's the thing too. When you go to a jukebox musical, you're like, please play my 3 favorite songs. And they left out a bunch of them. Like they didn't play Rock With You.
Ooh.
They didn't play The Way You Make Me Feel. Remember the Time. They left out a lot of my personal favorites.
Were there any that you were shocked that they had in there?
They did.
Miles Frost.
I
You
said
did
that.
it.
Miles
Yay.
Frost. They did Human Nature in its entirety, which is one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs. And not one of his biggest hits, but I was surprised that they did that whole song.
Right.
Not just like a snippet or part of a medley or whatever. This is really strong coffee.
Yeah. But what else do you want?
I'm flying.
I know.
Thank you, Townie Bagels.
Right. What did you do? Anything? Just saw shows in New York? Or did you get up to anything else?
Lots of really expensive meals,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as one does.
Yeah.
What else did we do? Oh! I wish I'd said. Oh, I should have made a little video of this. So Aaron Korch is working at a 100-story restaurant,
Oh yeah.
and we went to visit him and have lunch at his job. And it's outside of the restaurant space. There's a platform where you can see down to the ground, and like an 18-wheeler looked like a teeny little ant. And I like did like a little 10-second video, and like people are like laying down taking selfies with the edge.
Was
It's
anyone
called the edge.
freaking out?
Well, Quinn and Karen would not go outside and look through the ground.
I'd be having wine with Karen and
Yeah,
Quinn
they-
in the
They stayed
restaurant.
inside. But like even the elevator to get you from the 4th floor to the 100th floor, the whole elevator is like a digital screen, and it's playing what it might look like if that were a window.
Oh, cool.
Dizzying though. So
Yeah,
like, you're
I'd
like
be
losing
like-
your balance in the elevator, and then on the way down, like Karen's like facing the door with her face this far. And I was like, Karen, look out! You have to look this way. And she was like, no. She's like, I'm barely gonna make it, even with my
Aw.
eyes closed.
Karen. No, I'd be right there with her though.
It was spectacular.
Yeah.
If you're in New York City, go to Hudson Yards and go to Peak. The restaurant is called Peak. Peak. It's on the 100th floor. For dinner, I think that it's booked out 3 or 4 weeks in advance, but we were able to squeeze in for lunch thanks to Aaron.
Yeah, try and request Aaron
Yeah,
for a little taste of P-Town in New York.
it was great. And oh my God, he was like, it's a 100th floor restaurant, so things it cost a lot just to get that piece of chicken up there. And so he was like, when he finally presented us the bill, he was like, I know you guys think Ross's Grill is expensive for lunch, but wait till you get a load of this.
Oh my God. You're like, I work at the Red Inn, I got it.
And I was like, damn.
You,
Quinn.
you monster.
Just kidding.
Have you ever eaten at Top of the Hub in Boston?
Yes.
Did it have a similar vibe or?
Kind of.
Yeah.
But this just felt. The elevator was all experience.
Yeah.
It was just. I was.
Did we just cut out? No. Perfect.
We need to get our guests on this show.
Yeah. I one more thing.
Okay.
I spent the end of last weekend and Tuesday. I the biggest meeting. I know y'all know that I got put on the visitor services board in Provincetown last summer, but this was like the big meeting where we had like our full 8-hour meeting of all our grant evaluations. So that was a lot of fun. The one thing I loved most about reading all the grant applications was learning about all of these incredible events that we have in Provincetown. But it was an experience, kind of learning about the VSB as I go, but it's been fun.
You like it, right?
Yeah, it's fun. It's good to be involved. I know there's open positions on other boards, so if you want to get active in town, check it out. I think it's the on Alex Morse's page on Provincetown's website, he has a list of open board positions if you want to check that out and get involved.
Is the VSB full?
The VSB is now full, but it's fun. We get to argue a little
What are you arguing about?
things.
With whom?
The other board members. Yeah. What's our first video we're going to play?
We're going to play this 2-minute Palm Springs video.
Great.
It's about 1 minute and 45 seconds of what it was like to arrive into town. I'm always fascinated by that giant swath of windmills.
I love that.
It's incredible to look at.
Yeah.
So, yeah, check this out. This is what it was like to wake up in Palm Springs today. The sunrises here are really spectacular.
Yeah, sorry to rub it in, y'all. Please welcome.
Hello.
We've got
How
Justin
are
back.
you?
I know y'all and Pete have been missing him for the last few months since he left town, but he came to Palm Springs, so we had to come and visit.
Here.
You're back to Palm Springs.
Back to Palm Springs.
So you've been working for Seaplane for how long?
It was since last April, and then Skylar Brown, the designer, the owner, was like, "Hey, business is great, but business is better over here in Provincetown. Do you want to come to Provincetown?" Absolutely.
Had you ever been?
No.
No?
That was my first time in Provincetown. It's amazing. I already miss it.
Yeah.
You're coming right back.
I'm going right back.
Cute.
So I'll be here through Coachella, and then driving back because I drove here. It took about 2 weeks.
You took 2 weeks to do it?
I had a little over 2 weeks.
Where'd you stop?
So I went DC, stopped, saw my sort of alma mater, George Mason, on the way, and then Atlanta, Pensacola, Florida. It was supposed to be like just driving through New Orleans, but I had to stop and stay the night.
Right.
And then Houston, Dallas, found a really cute Airbnb in Amarillo. I know it's kind of like off the chart, but
So-
Amarillo is pretty cute.
You went all the way down.
I did, and then I went up through Denver, did a couple nights in Bryce Canyon, got a really cute cabin to myself, and did a night in Vegas, of course, and then right back here.
Of
Right.
course.
I heard Bryce Canyon is like the place.
It's one of my favorite hikes.
Yeah.
I was sad I missed Yellowstone getting through Colorado, but next time. But having already been to Bryce Canyon, I wanted something familiar, something to kind of do to myself.
Yeah.
It's great.
My little sister went to the Grand Canyon, then Bryce Canyon. She said Bryce was way better.
Bryce is amazing. Fairyland Trail, hey, favorite trail.
What's
It's
it
actually
called?
called Fairyland Trail.
Fairyland Trail.
It's your trail,
It's my trail. It can be 4 hours, it can be 10, whatever.
depending.
So how did you find Provincetown for your first, like, I love first summer stories. Like, you're never going to forget your first summer in Provincetown.
No,
So
totally
how was it
unforgettable.
for you?
I still don't have words. Magical doesn't even begin to just magical. So magical. It was like within a week, I had an entire new family there. I think I went to my first trivia. It was my first Monday there, and then there was like Mike Bukaram and Elaine. who always brings cookies to the bar.
Our cookie fairy.
Our cookie fairy. And then it was Mike Flanagan and Ken Sullivan were playing at the club. They're like, let's go there. And after already having a ton of beer, there was a ton of cocktails at the club. And I don't remember leaving the club, but I apparently met everybody that night. So I had people coming by the store, and they were like, oh my God, you were such a blast last night. No idea what happened.
That's a classic
Great.
Provincetown night.
Yeah, we're off to a great start.
You
But,
definitely made a splash.
thank you.
A literal splash. I think I saw you at 8 different pool parties.
Yeah, just a lot of pool parties.
Do you know if because Seaplane has been here in Provincetown for 3 years, 3 different locations. Do you know if they're going to still be in the old body spot?
Yeah, so we are going to be at 296, I believe, for the next 4 years. We have our space where we've been for the last 3 or 4 years now at 1009 North Palm Canyon uptown. We have that for the next 3 years. We're playing around with the idea of a Santa Monica location.
Killer.
And then I think I'm going to be hanging out here for Coachella just to do a pop-up there and then begin my journey back.
Cute.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Coachella was always like my least favorite part of being in Palm Springs.
Really?
It just gets too wild.
I've never done it.
Okay, great. Yeah. It just the whole
That's not
town,
good.
like the vibe very much changes. And I like being like one of the only younger people in Palm Springs, and then all of a sudden everyone's young.
It is nice having age on your side here because when you're just like acting out at the bar, it's he's 27. Just let it go.
That would never be you though.
But but that is one of the things going back and forth between like here in Provincetown, you're surrounded by just like this, oh my God, I love life energy. I mean here too, but there it's a town full of cartoon characters. Here it's just
Here or there.
there in P-Town.
Yeah.
I mean here running down the street hula hooping. I mean there's only I can't think of anybody else in Palm Springs that does that.
Right. You're the only one.
I'm trying to recruit any more hula hoopers.
Are you guys hiring?
Yes.
Hula hoopers? You're hiring hula hoopers?
Yes, everything.
Cute.
Especially hula hoopers. That's in the job description. You have to hula hoop.
How was it? Were there any like glaring differences between working at the store here in Palm Springs and Provincetown?
I want to say because of our space, everybody knew that space is body, and that had a really strong following for 15, 20 years.
Mm-hmm. I think much longer than that, right?
Yeah, and Seaplane already had a solid following, but that was the big which is great though. I mean, we were definitely welcomed into that space. I mean, we kept it fun. Just like the store here, there's disco balls in the window. So at night, you're walking Commercial Street. It's like, there's a party at Seaplane.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
What is this design called?
This is called Playful Fuzzy. We only made 9 of these. If you guys haven't shopped Seaplane or you don't know what Seaplane is, we make everything from the last few years of remnant fabrics. And we make everything out of Philadelphia. So they're all small batches made in the United States. And when they sell out, they're gone. We can't make any more of it because we've used all the material.
Killer.
So Bob is
Stink.
sporting Pink Stink. How many did we make of that one?
You made 220 of these. This is
And-
number 150.
Lucky 150. It's one of my favorites.
Thank you. Me too.
What's the flow here?
Style them up.
Well,
I'll
those
do this
tan
side. I'll do
lines.
this side.
Amen. Thanks.
Show off those
Did
tan
you wear
lines.
sunscreen? No. It's okay. Tan line's gonna be up here. There you go.
This is my favorite show ever.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Well, thanks so much
I
for...
totally didn't know you were gonna be here.
I know. Everyone was like, oh my God, you're here? I'm like, yeah.
You said the same thing.
Like, Bob, what's Harrison doing here? It was so good to see you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for waking up and coming in to see
Of
us.
course.
And we'll see you back in town in April?
May. Whenever I get
Busy.
All right. Well, have
Whenever I
fun.
get
Be
there.
good.
We'll see you.
Mwah. Miss you,
See you
P-Town.
Back to the cold weather now, though. We've got a quick little video. Our very own Margaret went for a skate on the pond this past week, and he made a little video for us, so check it out.
Here we are, Beach Forest, with Stan Kotner, Paul Benson, and me, skating the pond. Finally, cold enough after buying these skates a few years ago, here we are. And our official pond shoveler, who's a really good hockey skater. Hi. So if it stays cold like this week, come on down to Beach Forest and skate the pond.
Are we on?
Hi.
Just be careful if you want to go ice skating in Beach Forest. Make sure that it's secure.
Yeah, ask someone who is smart and knows.
Ask Mark.
Or just go for it.
Don't do that. We're trying not to get sued.
Welcome to the show. Somebody that you should not ever listen to, Sean Treadwell.
I was thinking. I think I'm the most. I've been on your show more times than anybody else.
Yeah.
More than Kaya?
There's like a little crew of like 5 to 10 people. Like Kristen Becker.
Are we back?
Can you hear us?
This is the technical. Oh, yeah. Oh, there you are. We're there?
Did we fix it?
Look how big my arm looks.
Yeah.
In the sun.
You're so swole. Sorry about that.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah. Yeah, stop talking about how good your arm
Flex
is.
for the camera, Sean. No, how's your winter going?
It's great.
What are you doing?
Palm Springs. I'm laying in a pool. I go to the gym. I hike. Can't see the mountains, but there's great hiking mountains, and that's kind of it. And just planning to go back to P-Town, reopen the gallery.
When are you coming back?
Good question. I'll bet the gallery will be open June 1st.
Okay.
Awesome. How was your first summer at the gallery?
Your first summer as a gallerist.
It was great.
Yeah.
No complaints. It was really busy. I had some really great artists. The town was really responsive to the gallery. I had a lot of fun. It was really cool. It was fun, like on Fridays, to have a bunch of my friends come in and have a lot of free booze. And it was great. Go to tea dance, go to the gallery, close down, and then go out after.
I know. I always felt bad because you would always have those little gallery what's the what openings?
Yeah.
Jesus. You'd have your openings on Friday, and I would always go to tea beforehand, and then I would like stumble into your gallery. I'm like, too drunk to be at a gallery opening.
No, it's great.
People buying art.
That's how it's like. Not even if you don't buy the artwork, it's fun to just have everyone in there. It's such a big space, and it's just fun to have people in there. So I love it.
And even if you get like 30 or 40 people in there not buying art, they'll drag one person in who sees something amazing that they end up buying.
Of course. Yeah.
Do you have a bunch of artists lined up for this summer already?
I do. Yeah, I have a few that I had last summer.
Cedric.
I have Cedric. Cedric Guth is going to come back. I have Wiley Burrell.
Cute. He had his kind of first show.
He had his first show at the end of last season.
Success?
Yeah.
Cute.
I have a few people lined up right now. It's so far out.
Is it?
For me.
June 1st is coming faster than you think.
I know, it always comes faster. Are you going to have Emil back?
Emil Cohen.
Oh, we haven't talked about it yet. But
he had a really amazing show.
He had an amazing show. It was like super controversial, which was cool.
What was so
What was the
controversial about
controversy?
Well, Emil Cohen had been photographing at an unphotographable place. He was taking pictures in Boy Beach, and
groans from the audience.
but it was cool. Like nobody's. The one thing that I did stress to Emil before we had the show was that nobody's identity was compromised.
So like
for 2 or 3 people.
I'm like, oh look, it's me.
Yeah.
Oh look, it's me.
But for the most part, everybody's faces were either in a shadow, or the way that he photographed it was really smart. And it was actually more about this space that's not going to be there forever. One more storm and Boy Beach is gone. So I think it's really beautiful that he captured what's still there right now.
That's true.
And I think, 30, 40 years from now, when it's all flat, people are going to love those photographs. And the people who didn't buy the photographs are really going to kick themselves in the ass.
Emotional black hole.
I may have...
Sean is an emotional black hole.
I may have a few more that you can buy if you want to hit me up.
Yeah. A little controversy never hurt an opening, right?
No, it was great.
Good
Everybody
for
was talking about it, and that's what you want for a gallery.
And you're an artist yourself as well. Have you been doing any work this winter?
Great. I go to LA quite often. I photograph a lot of the queens for my portraits. That'll be one of the shows. I didn't do any shows for myself
Right.
with the gallery. I just didn't have time. So this summer, I'm going to focus a little bit more on me as well as the other artists.
Killer.
Just what the people want.
It is what the people want.
Anyone super exciting that you got to photograph recently that you can talk about?
No. It's so...
Anybody that you can't talk about?
No, I don't think... nobody crazy, just sort of people that I go to LA and I'm like, oh wow, you can make a really cool portrait. But nobody like that's famous.
Why were you not at Underwear Night last night like our other 2 guests?
Because I was on my couch watching my phone.
Euphoria.
No. I just finished The Handmaid's Tale.
Oof.
Is that over? Like finished?
I
don't think it's finished. It should be. It's very underwhelming.
It's like, how many seasons of torture porn do we need?
Well, if you are an emotional black hole, you enjoy that sort of thing.
Jesus. We're so nice to our guests here at Wake Up in Provincetown.
It's a dark show.
I think Bob's projecting.
Yeah, that's
You're
what
right.
I'm doing.
Anyways, bye.
Thanks for coming in, Sean.
Sean, I love you so much. Oh my God.
You have one more video.
We do. We have so I was able to get to Andrew a little 18-second video of what it was like to be on that 100th floor platform looking down at the streets of New York. It's breathtaking. Fasten your seatbelts, guys. Watch this.
Take it away.
Oh my God.
have it.
I love you. Thank you. Put it under my phone.
You need to do a little pirouette and show off your shorts too.
You're
Here,
right.
so
Oh,
everybody
hi.
can
We're
do
back.
one, too. I'm
Yeah,
just sort of-
continue talking.
Please welcome to the show my dear friend Chuck Sakula.
Hi, P-Town.
Chuck, how are you?
Fantastic.
It's been a very long time since I've laid eyes on you.
This is true.
How are you?
Very well, very well.
How are you finding Palm Springs?
I'm loving Palm. It's I got my bike still on, though I don't like that here.
That
But
happens
it's-
here too.
Oh yeah, and on Gay Pride. Anyway, but whenever you're feeling bad, all you have to do is look up because you have mountains. I don't know if you can see them in the back.
No. But they were in
I
your
mean-
video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's just, the quality of life is insurmountable. It's beautiful. It's like Provincetown. There's not a care in the world.
Right.
Well,
A safe haven.
a safe haven,
Yeah.
a very safe haven. But if you're feeling bad, just look up and you see the mountains, and you're like, I'm okay.
Right.
You're not dealing with traffic in LA or tons of homeless, or it just makes things better.
Right. And now, if you guys were living in Provincetown before the Commons became the Commons, when it was still the community center, Chuck would teach us dance classes. That room that had all mirrors,
Mhm.
that was like our rehearsal space for all of
Yeah.
those flash mobs.
Yeah, yeah.
We missed that.
That's it. And when Body was on the corner
Hmm.
before it moved to where it was, that's how long I've been going there.
I know.
It's a long time.
Yeah, Body's been there since like the
Oh,
80s, right?
Shh.
How
rude.
No,
Bye.
No, honestly, the only reason I know is like I was at like a bookstore, Barnes and Noble or something, and there was an art book of all photographs from the 80s, 70s, and 80s from Provincetown, and there was this woman wearing a body tank top, and I was like, I didn't realize that had been around that long.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's been.
Yeah.
I think I still have clothing from Body.
Yeah.
Vintage. I've been going since the 90s,
Cute.
early 90s.
I actually met you at your 40th birthday party in Provincetown.
That's right. I was. We had a place above Flyers, which was fun. Peter, I've known the longest since 1990.
Peter's like,
He's the longest one I've known from that whole group of Provincetown.
Yeah.
Because I met Peter in LA. Right?
Oh.
Right.
Long time ago.
Long time. He didn't have gray hair back.
Neither did you.
No, this is no joke. I had hair back then.
So tell us what you're working on.
I have a couple things. I am doing I'm second season of a show called Guys Like You, the series. You can see these all on YouTube exclusively. So we're funding that right now because it was so successful, the first one at GoFundMe.com, Guys Like You, the series. And then another Provincetown staple, Rich Burns, has a show called The Disappointments that I was lucky enough to do a guest role last year, but I guess I'm being promoted.
ooh,
Series regular?
Series regular.
Yes.
Promised Rich. But no, he's got a GoFundMe, an Indiegogo,
Mhm.
also going for season 2 right now.
So the GoFundMe for Guys Like You is live right now.
Yes, and so is The Disappointments.
Mhm.
Are
they both comedies?
Yes. Well, no.
Dramedies.
Disappointment is actually Guys Like You. I think everyone should see because everyone who has a coming out story. This deals with a particular gentleman through his starts in college, and he goes through his phases. I'm the daddy.
Mm-hmm.
I've crossed to that
You're now daddy
I'm
age.
now daddy age.
Not in Palm Springs.
This is true. I'm chicken. But I think every one of those stories need to be told, and it can touch everyone's, help them deal with their own coming out and issues.
Mhm.
And it goes. I mean, people my age are coming out now, so it really helps. The comments have been so wonderful, which because of the resounding effect of it, that's why we're doing a season 2.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. It's a limited series, 3 episodes. Guys Like You.
Is your own coming out story a happy one?
I'm a good one. Yeah,
Great.
I'm a good one. Check it out. You'll see. I'm the nice guy.
Great.
But it's just, he started. Tristan Coburn is he's young, a young writer, very talented, and I really think he struck a chord with that. And everyone can tell their own story and how they're dealing with it to this day. So
And you're shooting that in Los Angeles.
we're shooting that in Los Angeles.
When are you going to start taping the next season?
I don't know. It depends on how many people we can raise money. Get people to raise money.
And are you having fun
Hopefully
working
soon.
with Rich too?
Rich is fun. Rich is yeah, because I shot my own short called Still Here, which is now still on YouTube.
Mhm.
So it's a short. Check it out.
Subscribe to them while you're
Subscribe to
subscribing
that.
to
Yeah,
us.
yeah, do it. Thank you. So Rich was a producer, and actually his car, we call it the lesbian car. It's a Subaru hatchback.
Mhm.
And her name is Subaru, and
Cute.
she's titled in the credits
Mhm.
as Subaru. But she makes an appearance in my short film and in Richard. I call him Richard. Richard. I call in his web series. But it's been fun collaborating with him again, because Rich and I we collaborated on the Provincetown flash mobs.
Yeah.
When we were in P-Town. It was his idea, actually. MJ, Michael Jackson, died that year of 09.
Mhm.
And then he says, "Hey, I hear you choreograph. Let's do this." And he goes, "I'll get the people, you choreograph," and history was made for 3 years.
Now it's legendary Provincetown moment.
I know. I would love to bring it back.
You need to. Can you just come back for the summer?
Just for maybe.
Shoot something in Provincetown.
I know
I
about
would love to.
14 places that are hiring.
Yeah.
It's finding the place to stay, which is the issue.
I know a place to stay with 14 people
Done. I'm packed.
in the bedroom already.
No, I need to live alone. Please. Yeah.
I hear you.
So if anyone in Provincetown has a place,
Chuck was also, Michael Ponte reminded me of this the other day when I saw him in New York. He has that video of us dancing for Darren Aronofsky.
he hated us.
He hated
Gotta
us.
get
hated
through
us.
this?
No, we were doing
Oh, wait.
Pretty Girl Rock.
Pretty Girl
That's a
Rock.
different song.
Like Carrie Hilson. And it was the week that Darren Aronofsky was in town for the film festival. He was co-hosting Showgirls. 7 of us get up there and do like a pretty cute dance number.
It was cute.
It was cute. And then afterwards, Ryan was like, "Darren, what did you think of that?" And he was like, "Ugh." He's like, too much negativity.
Yeah, too much negativity.
And I was like, what is that? Was he watching?
Yeah. Does he know what Showgirls is?
Exactly. I don't think he got it.
I'm
at
like,
all.
he had just directed Black Swan. I'm like, and you're calling us negative? Have you seen that movie?
Exactly.
No, you need to come back.
I do want to come back. I do. I miss it. I love it. I started vacationing in '94,
Mm-hmm.
and I lived there 2009 through 2011, and not a day goes by that I don't tune in somewhere. I miss it. I love it. It's my heart. Like you said, magical is the one word that always comes right to mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's what the world should be, a place of tolerance. It's
Right.
the way the world should behave. My opinion. It's beautiful. Sunsets are magical.
Yeah. But Palm Springs having lived here, it's one of the only places that can rival Provincetown sunsets is Palm Springs.
It's gorgeous here.
Yeah.
The sun rises too. Today, the sunrise this morning was spectacular.
It rises in P-Town as well.
I mean, the
You just never
sunrises
see
are
it.
Also, I have been up for a sunrise before.
Still up.
Still up.
At my 40th birthday, you were.
That's true.
Still,
We all were.
You were still up.
We all were.
I'm still up from his 40th birthday.
We passed that a long time ago, so we're still. But the sunsets here are beautiful.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. It's peaceful here.
Yeah.
But it's too fucking hot. Can I say fucking?
You
Yeah,
can.
you
Sorry.
can.
In the summer.
We're
I'm
in the
sorry,
second
I'm
half hour.
sorry.
You can say fucking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Palm Springs, and I love the sun, but 3 months of 120 degree weather is like a constant blow dryer on you.
But it's a dry heat.
Ugh, fuck the dry heat.
That's everyone's favorite line. I'm like, I don't care whether it's dry or soaking wet. 120 is too hot.
But I do understand now why people go back and forth.
Right.
And you said it's a privilege to do that, and I'm looking forward to doing that myself.
Yeah, hanging out in a hot tub this morning, drinking a smoothie. I was like, I could get used
You
to
got
this.
in the hot tub this morning?
I shot that thing this morning
Oh my
with the magazine. I was like, Bob, you have to get up at 6 o'clock, turn on the hot tub, and help me shoot something for the show real
Cute.
fast. Bob Huntsy is not only a great friend, he's a great host and a good sport.
And a good videographer.
Excellent cameraman.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to stand behind this tree and move out. And I was like, perfect.
You're hired.
And he looks great.
He does look
Looks
great.
great.
He's doing great.
He's
Palm
doing great.
Springs is good for people.
It's good. It is good for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you think you're going to move back to LA soon?
Yeah, it's just a little bit more convenient with. I moved out here because of COVID.
Right.
They said get in the heat and getting a pool or getting chlorine. So I found a pool,
Mhm.
and that's what I did, and realized how cheap it was to live out here. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, what the fuck am I doing? I'll just drive back and forth, and all auditions are online. And now that it's opening up more and more. It's just more convenient
Mm-hmm.
to be there.
Mm.
The last time I drove back to LA, I got a big flat tire on the freeway, and that's kind of scary when it pops in the middle of the freeway, and you're like,
Oh no.
don't hit me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna do some traveling myself.
Yeah.
April,
Nice.
Like for the month.
I think so. I'm gonna
for
visit
you.
my family in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe go to P-Town. Stop there.
We'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, come say hi.
Say hi.
You always have a place to stay.
Thank you very much.
You know that.
And I love Provincetown. I love everyone there. I miss everyone.
Oh.
See, it's a great town. Come visit.
Yeah, thank you for making some time to come on the
Thank
show
you for
today.
having me. It's
Of
been fun.
course.
And it's great to meet you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you.
I was waiting for the hat.
That's winter. That's me rolling out of bed at 7 in the morning, throwing a hat on and getting on TV.
I'm always in a hat, ironically, and I
Yeah.
didn't wear a hat today because I said, "Oh, he's going to wear a hat. I can't steal his thunder."
I decided to rock the big hair today.
It looks great.
Thank you
Bigger.
so much.
Thank
Bigger,
you guys
better,
for having
faster,
me.
more.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Is
you
that it?
everyone for
Yeah.
watching.
Thank you to our special Palm Springs sponsors,
Yeah.
Bill over at Townie Bagels, Rob here at the Tool Shed,
Bye, everybody.
all of our Provincetown, Palm Springs friends who made some time to come talk to us, and everybody back home. Thanks for waking up in Palm Springs,
Yeah,
wherever you are.
or wherever you are. We'll
I'm
see you
pretending
next
that
week.
Bye, guys.
There's always music.
There is
at the
always
end.
music at the end.
Not right now, though.
Boop, boop.
Good morning, everybody.